Welcome on in to another episode of Getting Well with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, Nick beside me, Ryan down below. We are ready to break down some Wednesday sports. We've got MLB playoffs, we've got NHL, we've got a little bit NBA. There's even a college football game. I don't know if Nick has any picks in the college football, but yeah, me neither. But different sports to talk about, which is awesome. But we'll start the show as we usually do, and that's taking a look at the current standings here. Baseball, nothing has changed as of late, but it will after today. There's some baseball bets coming in here for best bets today, so we'll have some change here. Overall profitable. NFL, everything currently the same here. Still profitable in this one. College football, again, nothing's happened recently in college football. Slightly profitable as well here. Preseason, our other sports, nothing currently else has changed there either. And then hockey, overall, a little bit of a down day yesterday, but still going pretty well here. I think this is not accurate. Let me get this. Oh, yeah, there we go. So let me make sure these totals are accurate. Here, best bets overall up 5.73 units. Going well in best bets. Dog of the day, a little bit down. Still lots of time. And dogs, when you obviously plus money. So lots of opportunities there. Totals, a little bit down as well. But we will move on to today and look at the current games that we have here. We'll start with baseball here in a second. Kyle, what's up? Welcome on in. Richie, thanks as always. Smashing the like button. And Isaac says Drats, probably regarding the standings. But hey, you're doing well in best bets and you're in green and over under. So nothing to be upset about there, Isaac. But we'll jump into today's slate. We'll start with baseball. We do have a game that's starting here in about 30 minutes, which is actually involved in my best bet. So I will get to that here and I'll bring it up here on the screen. Sorry, you can currently find Philly. Sorry, you can currently find Philly anywhere from minus 102 to plus 100. San Diego is minus 110 to minus 120. 6.5s and 7s, depending on where you look at this one. And for me, this Phillies team, I didn't really give them much of a shot. When I was doing the MLB playoff show, I had lots of other underdogs, but I didn't really give the Phillies a look. But they have surprised and played well all preseason long, all postseason long. And now they're here in San Diego in this one. Aaron Nola, 1 run, which was not earned, allowed in his 2 preseason starts. So he has been absolutely lights out in the preseason. Snell faced Philadelphia twice this year. He allowed 3 earned runs in one game, 4 earned runs in the other. Nola only faced San Diego 1 game, gave up 1 earned run in that one against the Padres. I think Philly wins this game. I think they lead throughout. So I have Philly first 5 money line, which is my best bet of the day. And then I have Philly money line full game, which is my dog of the day today. I really like the Phillies in this matchup to go up 2-0 against the Padres after today. Nick, Phillies, Padres, what do you think about this series?
Yeah, I'm going to go right back to the play. I've played every single Phillies playoff game so far and have yet to lose. I've pushed a couple times, but I've yet to lose it. Phillies, first 5, money line. Aaron Nola has been absolutely phenomenal this postseason. I believe he's gone 11 2/3 innings and not given up a single run. I'm expecting him to go out here and have another good performance. And Blake Snell, one thing that worries me about Blake Snell is his tendency to walk too many batters. We saw that in game 2 against the Mets during the wild card series, where he gave up 2 earned runs on 4 hits, but he walked 6 batters. And over his last 10 starts, averaging 5 innings pitched per start, he's given up 2.1 walks per start. So this is a guy who control can be an issue. And I think if it's an issue for him tonight, the Phillies will make him pay. This is the Phillies team that is really good at stringing hits together, and if you give them extra base runners, they'll be able to bring them in. That's why they're still in at this point. It's their pitching between Wheeler and Nola has been dominant, and they're not over reliant on the home run ball and striking out a lot like other teams in the playoffs. But yeah, for me, I'm going to continue to ride the Phillies here throughout the entire playoffs. I'm going to bet them first 5 money line every single game until they're out, where they win the World Series. So I'll take the Philadelphia Phillies here first 5 money line. I got it at -115.
All right. We're on the same side. I like it. Ryan, Phillies Padres. What do you think here?
Well, it sounds like we're all in agreement, so I won't go into too much detail. I'm on the first 5 for the Phillies as well. And I think that just basically that Nola's the better pitcher. And I want to back him in this situation. I'm also looking at a series price of -1.5 games for the Phillies because I trust in Wheeler and Nola. Suarez, maybe not as much, but I just think these guys hold serve in the games to come. So this could be a 4-1 or 4-2 outcome of the series for the Phillies. So I'm looking at that price as well. I did not look at, I didn't give too much consideration to the history with these pitchers against their respective teams because that was back in May and June. But I did look at those numbers, and it looks like Alec Bohm did well against the Padres and against Blake Snell. So I'm going to look at a hitting prop for him. But that's what I'm looking at for this game.
All right. I will move on along to the next one. The Yankees and the Astros here later on tonight. You can find the Yankees +150 to +165. Houston is -179 to -190. Sevens, I do see 6.5 available in this one here. And not too much of opinion for me in this one. I don't think the spot is good for the Yankees whatsoever. Verlander should bounce back after his really rough appearance earlier. But I can't get involved in this game. I don't like the price, and it's just a pass for me in this one. Nick, Yankees, Astros. Any thoughts here?
Astros run line. This is a terrible spot for the Yankees. They just had to play do or die game 5 the night before. And then after that, travel to Houston to play a well-rested Astros team where with this rest allows them to line up their rotation perfectly the way they want it. The Yankees, not so much. They had to start Cortez in game 5, and they had to start Cole, I believe, game 4 to force 5 and then the 5th game. And then they had to win that series still. So I think that's a huge advantage towards the Houston Astros in this one here. I expect them to take this game, and I think they take this series in 4 or 5 games. I really think that Houston outmatches and outclasses the Yankees pretty significantly in this series. So I wouldn't talk you off of taking the Astros in 4, the Astros in 5 props. I think that the Astros cruise through this series, and they probably do win the World Series. If we're being completely honest, they're favorites for a reason now. So I like the Astros to get the job done here on the run line, win this game by multiple runs, because I believe the Yankees also exhausted their bullpen a little bit from the last few games as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Astros full game run line at around +112 is what I got it at, and this line is actually.
Oh, it looks like we lost Nick.
No,
this line is not. Oh, there you are.
I was going to say I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, you froze.
Oh. So, yeah.
I feel like this line actually got, and then you froze.
Yeah, the line had actually gone up to around the +130, +135 range is actually something I've noticed, but I'm on the Astros run line.
All right. Ryan, Yankees, Astros. Any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I don't know if it's good or bad that we're all in agreement on these games, but I look Astros here, and it's either money line, run line, or team total, and I chose the team total for the Astros. I think that I don't think Tyone's that good, and he's going to get hit. He's going to get roughed up. And as Nick said, like the Yankees bullpen is in a real predicament because they've been leaning on guys like Peralta and Esteban Loaiza, and like they can pitch tonight, but they're not going to be effective after pitching for the last 5 days or whatever it is. So they're in a real predicament, and there could be runs early and there could be runs late for the Astros here. Now, later in the series, it could get interesting, I think. I might look, assuming it's Severino against Framber Valdez in the next game, I might look for an upset there, but I'll cap that when the time comes. But I'm not so sure that the Astros are going to steamroll the Yankees here. There's a number of props here because I think I'm looking at the offensive aspect of it. I'm looking at an Alex Bregman home run prop. He's already hit one against the Yankees. Yordan Alvarez, who's already hit two in the playoffs this year, is a plus 350 to hit a home run. So there's some nice props. You could also look at an Altuve prop. He's 3 for 3 with 2 doubles against the Yankees so far this year. So that sounds like we're all in agreement on these games. Hopefully it goes well for us.
That's scary.
Well, I pass in this game. I have no real thoughts, but you and Nick do agree on this one. We'll move on along. BetStamp, use code WILD in the referral code section. Do your line shopping. Find the best odds for whatever you are betting. Obviously, I use BetStamp every day, showing you all the different odds that you can get in the different games from the books that I have access to. But obviously, there's tons of books out there. Do your line shopping. Find what books you can get them, and get the best money for whatever you're betting. We'll move on along to the NHL and look at this one here. We have the Flyers and the Panthers. You can currently get Philadelphia plus 275 to plus 297. Florida is minus 333 to minus 400. 6.5s right across the board in this one. And I think this is a really interesting game. This Philadelphia team, I think it's a lot to do with John Tortorella has really demanded the most out of his players here. And he's gotten 3 wins so far for the Flyers. I don't think anybody predicted, maybe some Flyers fans, but I don't think anybody else really predicted would have predicted Philly start 3-0 to the season. But they have. Now they're in here in Florida. Not sure on who's starting in net. It did look like it was going to be their backup, but now, from what I'm seeing, it's possible that Carter Hart might start on a back-to-back. But he's been awesome so far. This game, ultimately a pass. I'm not going to take Florida. If you wanted Florida puck line, you're looking at minus 132 to minus 140. So I'm not taking that. You can look at Philadelphia plus 1.5, which you can get for plus 120. If I was gonna pull the trigger in this game, I'd probably look at Philadelphia plus 1.5. If it's Carter Hart, if Carter Hart's announced, I might actually get to that plus 1.5 at plus 120 because I think if you can get a plus 1.5 at plus money and for a dog that's playing well, I think you should definitely take it. So that's what I'll be looking at. Haven't pulled the trigger yet. Nick, Flyers, Panthers, what do you think here?
Man, screw that 1.5. I'll take them out right here. I'll take the $3 with the Flyers. I've been on them every single game. I was on them game 1 against the Devils. I wasn't on them game 2. They were like the last team that barely missed my card on Saturday. And then I was on them last night as well against the Lightning. And I think that this is a spot here where the Flyers can come in and win again. I don't mind Felix Sandstrom. He had decent numbers on a really bad AHL team last year. And when you look at it here, mainly, the Flyers have been playing well. But if you look at it, the Panthers are missing 2 of their top defensemen as well. No Aaron Ekblad and no Brandon Montour in this game. And usually that causes teams to struggle when you're missing 2 of your top defensemen. So I think that's going to be a big problem for tonight. Yeah, they're rested, but they're missing players, which is definitely going to hurt them. Missing Huberdeau is definitely hurt their power play to start the year as well. And I think the Flyers, even on the second half of a back-to-back, are a live underdog in this game. I grabbed them. I got them plus 264 last night. I did not expect this line to jump even more the way that the Flyers are playing right now, but I think that this could be a spot where we have another live underdog. So I went ahead. I took them. I also took an over 6.5 as a sort of hedge, just in case Florida does go off on Philly in this game. If they do, I think this game goes over 6.5. So at the very least, if the game goes over, I split even on this game and I move on. But I got Flyers in the over 6.5 for me.
All right. Ryan, Flyers, Panthers. What do you think about this game?
No play for me on this game. I lean to the over on this. One number that did stand out is that the Panthers are finding themselves in odd man situations. They're on power play or killing penalties more than other teams. Something like a 25% more clip than other teams. So there could be a lot of power plays for both teams, and I think that would lend itself to the over. But I'm not playing it.
All right. If people are wondering why IceX is thanking me, earlier on, I kind of made a joke about Aaron Ekblad that, or Nick made a joke too that I'm the reason why he got hurt or whatever, and then IceX thought that was funny.
Yeah, because
So
you took a lead pipe to his knee. That's not cool, dude.
I told IceX I pushed him down some stairs when I heard that IceX had him to score a goal. So not too good on my part, but we'll move on to the next game here. We got the Winnipeg Jets and the Colorado Avalanche here. Winnipeg plus 183 to plus 196. Colorado minus 215 to minus 245. 6.5s in this game here. Another game that I'm not too interested in betting. I'll be honest, a smaller card for me today, but don't worry, I'm making up for it tomorrow. I think I have a pick in every game except one. So there'll be a ton of picks for me tomorrow. But today, not going too high volume with this one. I think Colorado's a better team, but not really interested in jumping in them on this spot. Nick, Jets Avalanche, what do you think here?
Nothing in this game for me. I would lean towards maybe an over, but this was a pass for me. This is the only game I don't like on the slate.
Yeah, I was hoping we would get Hellebuck tomorrow because I was kind of liking the under in the tomorrow's game, but it looks like our Hellebuck's playing tonight. So that just kind of ruins both Winnipeg games for me. But Ryan, Jets and Avalanche.
Who does Winnipeg get tomorrow again?
Vegas.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I already bet the game.
Yeah. Ryan, Jets, Avalanche. What do you think here?
Yeah, this is an underplay for me. So it's a matchup between a defensive team in Winnipeg that has had 2 unders this year, I believe, and an offensive team in Colorado who's had 3 overs. So the question is, what style comes out on top? And I looked at the advanced numbers on these teams, and I looked at 5-on-5 expected goals for and expected goals against. And Winnipeg is 29th in the league in expected goals for. Colorado is number 27. And then not only are they not putting up good offensive shots on goal, but they're also defensively sound. So Winnipeg's number 4 in expected goals against, and Colorado's number 9. So I look at two separate metrics that give me 2 numbers that lend itself to the under, and I'm going to play the under, and I got it at plus money. So under 6.5 and plus 103 is the play for me.
All right. We'll move on along to the last NHL game, and then we will get to a little bit of NBA. But we have the Blues and the Kraken here. St. Louis only playing their second game of the season. So they've had kind of a weird schedule to start off the year, but minus 133 to minus 140. Minus 140. Seattle is plus 115 to plus 123. Sixes, I do see 1.6.5 available in this game. Not sure why this game is at a 6. Maybe the Kraken because they haven't scored that much the last few games, but I like the over here. I think we get goals and more goals. St. Louis, obviously 5-2 in their first game, played pretty well. Bennington, I think he'll give up at least 2 goals, 2 or 3 goals, and I think St. Louis will be able to score on Martin Jones, who will be starting in this game. So I like the over 6. I would take the 6.5 as well if you wanted at plus money, but I have over 6 in this one. Nick, Blues, Kraken, what do you think here?
Yeah, I got the Blues puck line in this game. I'm really high on this Blues team heading into the season. They're a team that I have cup futures on. I think this is a very deep Blues team, and I think they have potential to win the Central. They have an upside where potentially they can. This has been a weird start to the year for them. They've only played one game, and I don't think they play again until next Saturday. So this is like really weird for them that they're barely playing to start the year. Yeah, they don't their next game is in Edmonton on Saturday as well. So kind of a weird schedule for them to start the year. On the other side, the Kraken, they've been really not great defensively. They've given up 5 goals in 3 of their 4 games, and I think that they can do that again tonight because I think that the Blues have that firepower. Their power play is strong, and the penalty kill for Seattle has been pretty bad this year as well. I think they'll be able to get a few power play goals tonight, the Blues, and I think they win something along the score of a 5-2 type of game. So I don't mind the over. I like the Blues puck line more than anything in this game.
All right. Ryan, Blues, Kraken, what do you think here?
Yeah, from the homer perspective, I don't like betting against my team, but this is it doesn't look good for the Kraken. They started out really well, and then the last couple games at home just looked really rough. And so I'm a little bit pessimistic. And something that Nick brought up, there's a really unusual scheduling quirk going on here. And the Kraken are playing their 5th game, the Blues are playing their 2nd. And that has not happened this year, and it did not happen
5 games in 8 nights, I believe, for the Kraken.
What's that?
It's 5 games in 8 nights for the Kraken.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think to me, this seems cruel and unusual. Like, I mean, there could be a benefit to getting, all these games in and getting up to speed and getting a flow. But I think this is cruel and unusual, a scheduling spot. And I just feel like the Blues are going to, just lay it to the Kraken, unfortunately. And Martin Jones, like, he had a good game against the Kings. And, all of a sudden it looked like, hey, well, maybe he's good. And he got pulled in the game against the Golden Knights late in the 3rd period because he gave up like 2 just goals that professionals should not give up. It was really bad, and that's why he got pulled in that situation. So I can't imagine betting an under with Martin Jones in that. You could get 2 extra goals that a capable goalie wouldn't give up. I wouldn't talk anyone off the over on this one, and I wouldn't talk anyone off the Blues in this one.
Doesn't take much to convince me to fade Beach Ball Jones.
Well, and everyone has a good game. Everyone has a good game once in a while. And I think there has been some overreactions to the early season of the NHL. But yeah, some people thinking Martin Jones is no. Everyone has a good game once in a while. But here today in this one with the like you were talking about the scheduling spot, I think either the Blues are going to come out really strong and ready for this game, or they could potentially come out slow without. Obviously, the Kraken have played a lot and might be in more game shape. So I think taking a look at how the first period goes will tell a lot about how this game is probably going to go.
I think if you do like the Kraken in this game, I would take them first period rather than full game. Because I think that the 5 games in 8 days, that will take more of an effect in the 3rd period than it would in the first period.
All right. We'll go along to NBA. I have 2 picks in the NBA today. I'm going to be very low volume with the NBA, especially until we get some more stats. But 2 games that stood out to me. Memphis -4 against the New York Knicks. I like the Memphis is at home. I think they're clearly the better team. And so I took them 4 points here at home. to open the season against the Knicks. And then the Toronto Raptors, I got them minus 2.5, also at home against Cleveland Cavaliers. I think also a good spot for Toronto at home to start off the season in this one. And then I was looking at Sacramento, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. I just kind of a lean. And then obviously I'll be rooting for the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are, I think, the biggest favorites on the board tonight. This Atlanta's minus 10 and Minnesota's minus 10.5. So big, huge favorites, but I'll be rooting for them, but won't have any money on them. Going very low volume in NBA. Nick, NBA picks for today. What do you like?
Yeah, I got the five plays. A couple have not moved in my direction. A couple have. And I got to Orlando, Detroit over 217. My numbers had this more like, I believe, a 224. Yeah, my numbers had this more like up in the 220s. So seeing 217, I saw some value on the over there. So I have over in that game. I have the over in Washington and in Indiana. I think that line, I think I had the biggest discrepancy for me. I got over 228. It's down to a 227 for some reason now. But I had this game more like a 240. I had this as a complete shootout. So I kind of like Washington, Indiana over the total there. I have all five of my plays are overs because that's where I saw edges here early season. I have over 233, Houston and Atlanta. My numbers for that one was a 237-ish, 237.5. So I saw a little bit of value there on the over 233 is what I got it at. And then the final two are in the Charlotte San Antonio game. The absolute bum fight. I'm taking the over. Over 220. Or I think I got 226 for this game, and it's actually dropped. Yeah, I got 226. It's dropped to 220, 220.5 in some spots. Surprised it's dropped that much. I think that game goes over the total there. And then the final one I got to was Portland and Sacramento going over as well, over the total of 226. I had that one more around a 234. So I went with where I saw value according to my numbers, and they were all overs. So that's kind of where I'm on with the NBA.
All right. Ryan, any NBA picks that you like today?
I did not do any NBA capping.
All right.
Smart.
Yeah, I just getting in for fun, but NBA is definitely not my expertise. I definitely need a few weeks of stats before I can get serious with it. But
You're asking 3 hockey guys for NBA plays.
yeah, where's Tim? Where is Tim? Okay.
I don't know.
But well, not NBA picks. Over under here. Looking at today's games, a lot of picks here. For me, St. Louis, Seattle over 6. Nick, you're going Charlotte, San Antonio over 220.5.
Yep.
Tim is going New York Knicks, Memphis over 226. Ryan, you're going Colorado, Winnipeg under 6.5. Occupancy is also taking St. Louis, Seattle over 6. Bryant is going Orlando, Detroit under 217.5. IceX is going Winnipeg, team total under 2.5. Toller is also taking St. Louis, Seattle over 6. Will is going with St. Louis, team total over 3.5. And Cubano is going with Winnipeg, Colorado over 6.5 for over under. For dog of the day here, for me, Philadelphia Phillies, full game, plus 100. Nick, you're going Philadelphia Flyers money line, plus
Run it.
302. Tim is going with the Indiana Pacers, plus 105. Bryant is going with the New Orleans Pelicans, plus 130. IceX is taking the Kraken, plus 123. And Cubano is going with Dallas Mavericks, plus 160. Ryan, no dog today, right?
No dog for me.
All right. And then going on to best bets of the night. For me, Philadelphia, first 5 money line. Nick, you're going Houston Astros, minus 1.5. Tim is taking the St. Louis Blues -1.5. Ryan, you're going Houston Astros team total over 3.5. Occupancy is taking Gustav Forsling over 2.5 shots in the Florida game. Brian is taking Williamson over 20 points and the New Orleans Pelicans to win, which is plus 285. IceX is taking Makar anytime goal, plus 245. Toller is taking St. Louis Blues money line. Will is taking St. Louis Blues -1.5. And Cubano is going with Colorado Avalanche in regulation for best bet. And that is today's show. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Check out tomorrow's show. There's going to be, I'm going to have a ton of picks for tomorrow's show. Probably too many. So tune in for tomorrow's show. Lots of hockey to talk about. But best of luck on your bets tonight. And we'll see you again tomorrow for another episode. Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. Have a good one, guys.